welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Bethany Davidson, the Humane Educator here at Frederick County Animal Control. As our renovation project has come to an end, we are back in our traditional space with some new set pieces thanks to the maintenance crew here at Frederick County Government. Our first guest with Tammy is Bruce, and he may look like an adult, but he still has plenty of puppy in him. He is only 10 months old. This is Bruce, and he is a Doberman Pinscher. He came to us previously owned. While he's nice and calm right now, and he's generally nice and calm inside, outside he is in full play mode and was just a little bit too much for his owners to handle. They did try working with different trainers and things like that, but ultimately they felt that they just weren't the right home for him. So they made the best decision that they could, not only for themselves and for Bruce, and they brought him to us so that we could find him a home that's better suited to his activity level, so that he can get all of the exercise and mental stimulation and interaction that he needs to be the best version of himself. Because he does have some quirks, we are recommending that his new owners have Doberman breed experience. It's highly recommended. Because he is so exuberant in his play, we are also recommending that he go to a home where the youngest child would be 13, so 13 and up for the children who are going to be living with Bruce. When you take home Bruce, if you were to adopt him, you're going to get copies of all of our medical paperwork, and there are things in there from the trainer that he had previously worked with. So it has some things that he already knows, like he knows sit, he knows things like touch, which is good to distract him when he gets caught on something and fixated. So he has to touch your hand with his nose in order to get a treat. So there's lots of things that are going to be helpful to anyone who's looking to make Bruce part of their family. Because he's under a year old, he will be adopted through our puppy process, which means that we will take up to 4 applications for him. It's an extended application so that we can make sure that the new owners are fully prepared to take on all of the training and work that goes into having a puppy. And then our adoption fee for our puppies is $150. If you're interested in seeing if Bruce is going to be a good fit for your family, the first step is to stop in here at the shelter and visit with him. Our address is 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Every Cinderella needs her Prince Charming, which is why these two are a bonded pair. We don't want to separate our Cinderella from her Prince Charming. These guys are Chihuahuas, and the bigger one with the purple flowery collar is Cinderella. She's about 3 years old. And then on the other side with the blue collar is Prince Charming. He's about 5 years old. They came in together as strays, but they clearly have affection for one another. They prefer to be together. Then they're very shy, so we have them down as a bonded pair, meaning that they have to be adopted together. We will not separate them. At first glance, you'll notice that Prince Charming is a little bit smaller, and he also has an issue with his eye. He is blind in that left eye. He had a ruptured cornea, so that's part of what that is. He also has a little alopecia. I call it his receding hairline on his head. But basically, they're pretty much in good health. They are, again, very shy, but they're very sweet. They're very affectionate, not only to one another, but they love human companionship. They do have some things that they need to learn. You know, they're adult dogs, but they need to work on house training. They don't really have a lot of skill in that area. They also do not know how to walk on a leash. So whoever is going to adopt them needs to know that they're going to have to invest some time into training them and really being very patient with them. If you were interested in making these guys part of your family, the first step is to come in and visit with them. We are open to the public 6 days a week. Our open kennel hours are going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5. On Wednesday and Thursday, the kennels are open from 12 to 8, and on Saturdays, they're open from 10 to 4. Well, you can't have a prince without a king, and this is King. He is the last dog we're going to have on the show for you today. We are fortunate right now in that our dog population is really low, and a lot of the dogs on the floor are already scheduled to be adopted or are full-on applications. So we're in a good place, but King is still looking for his forever home. He's about 4 years old, and he is a very handsome pit bull mix. He can be seen as intimidating to some because of his size, but he is a gentle giant if there ever was one. He is just kind of a laid-back, chill guy. You walk by his kennel, he really doesn't bark. He's always comes right to the front with a big smile on his face, and is just kind of really just relaxed. One of the things about King, though, is that he does not like restraint. So, you know, letting your kids sit on top of him, probably not going to be a good idea. He's a little difficult to get things done, like when you're holding him for doing what we call like a vet tech hug to give him his vaccinations and things like that. You know, harder to trim nails, but otherwise just a really sweet, great, loving dog. He was previously owned, and they surrendered him to us so that we could find him a new home. King does have a bite report in his file. A lot of animals get bite reports. It's not as serious an issue as people might think that it is. A lot of times those bites are provoked, like the animals are scared, people are grabbing for them, they're strangers. Sometimes it's grabbing for the collar like it was in his case. Sometimes it's taking them in and out of cages when they're in carriers when they're first coming to the shelter, or people are finding them as strays, things like that. All of those provoked bites, we don't really penalize the animals. We quarantine them for 10 days just to ensure that there aren't any signs of rabies, but then they go out on the adoption floor and move forward. If you're going to have a pet in your home, whether it's a big dog like King or small dogs like Prince Charming and Cinderella, part of owning a pet is that you might get scratched or bitten from time to time. And usually those things aren't intentional. Sometimes they might just be really excited and their mouth is open and their teeth graze you, things like that. You're going to notice that when you look through his profile, but again, not something that he should be penalized for. But if you're interested in taking our handsome big guy here, King, home and making him part of your family, you want to stop in and visit with him here at the shelter. The adoption fee for adult dogs like King is $92.50. Because we had such a small dog population, we're going to introduce you to one of our small animals in this portion of the show as well. This is Almond, and he is one of our guinea pigs. He's just a standard guinea pig. He's about 1.5 years old, and Almond is, if you've never had a guinea pig and you're looking to get one, he's a great first guinea pig because he's already been really well socialized. As you can see, he's perfectly happy sitting there getting cuddled and attention. He's easy to catch in his cage. Some of the other guinea pigs like to be held, but they will, it's a game to try to catch them. They run around their cage a lot, and it's a little bit of effort. But he's easy to get out, and he loves to sit and be petted. He's really calm. I think he's adorable. I think he looks like a little groundhog, and he's so cute. And he really loves, he's not into that apple right now. He loves carrots, and he loves kale, as many of our guinea pigs do. He will snatch those right out of your hand because he loves those. Those are like his favorite snacks right now. Guinea pigs are great if you can't necessarily have a cat or a dog, but you want a pet that will kind of bond with you. Guinea pigs are social animals. They're herd animals. So they prefer to have a friend. Right now, Almond lives alone, but later on, if you wanted to integrate another little piggy into the home, you could do that, making sure that you do it appropriately. You can't just put 2 guinea pigs in the cage and hope that they get along. There is a process for getting them to know one another. But they like to have a friend, and they like to be interacting with people. They make it's 9 to 11 different noises. So the guinea pigs We'll vocalize. He's not the most vocal. If you're looking for one that likes to talk a lot, then Jessie might be the right one for you. Jessie, every time we walk into the small animal room, she is going to town. She has something to say. But Almond is just a really calm, relaxed guy. Before you come in to adopt a guinea pig from us, or to get one from anywhere, whether you're adopting from another organization or getting one at the pet store, you do want to make sure that you're doing your research so that you can properly care for your guinea pig. A good resource is Small Angels Rescue. They take in a lot of the rodent type animals like guinea pigs, hamsters, rats, those types of things, and they can provide you with excellent information on the care and maintenance of these animals, so that you can make sure that you're setting them up for a good start so they can live a long, healthy life. If you're interested in any of our guinea pigs, they are adopted for $10 or 2 for $15. We do have some sets in there, and you can stop in and visit with them again anytime our kennels are open, Monday through Saturday. And that's going to wrap it up for this half of the show. After the break, we're going to introduce you to many of the cats that are on our adoption floor right now. Cat population is high, so we're going to introduce you to 7 or 8 of those guys that are looking for new forever homes.
Hola, bonjour. Thinking about learning a foreign language? How about taking a few business courses online? Or you might just want to relax by flipping through a magazine on your mobile device. Good news! Frederick County Public Library rolled out 3 new great digital tools to help you learn the convenient way. First is Rosetta Stone, the premier language learning program with invaluable tools to help you master any one of 30 languages. Lynda.com offers all kinds of online business and tech courses to take in the comfort of your own home. And these can help you achieve your own personal and professional goals. And Flipster offers 15 popular digital magazines such as People, Time Magazine, that you can read on your mobile device and even download the app, which makes it a super easy and fast way to enjoy these magazines. 3 exciting new digital tools offered to you by Frederick County Public Libraries. They're all free, and you need only your library card to get started. Visit fcpl.org for more.
The Frederick County Sheriff's Office now offers fingerprinting services 3 days per week, from Tuesday through Thursday. Our goal is to make it more convenient for citizens to have fingerprints taken for employment, licenses, permits, and other important issues like adoption and child care services. The Sheriff's Office will continue to accept credit and debit cards, checks, and money orders as payment for fingerprint fees. Cash is not accepted. For more information, contact the Fingerprint Information Line at 301-600-4058.
Welcome back. As part of our renovation, we were redoing the cat floor in our cat adoption room. So for a while, the animals were housed here in our education room, but now that that project is finished, all of those guys have been moved back, and things are kind of going back to business as usual. And one of the first cats that you'll see when you walk on the adoption floor is Bart, and he is one of our seniors. He doesn't look like an older guy, but he's 9 years old. He's a domestic shorthair, and he's an orange tabby with white. Bart was previously owned. The owner didn't give us a reason why they were surrendering him in the paperwork, but it seems like it was through no fault of his own, because Bart is super sweet and super loving, and he's just kind of a calm, relaxed guy. you know, most of the time when you walk by his cage, he's just hanging out in his bed watching the world go by. You bring him out here, he you know, is a little nervous, but, you know, went on Tammy's lap and is quickly, you know, just hanging out while she's giving him all the love and attention that he could possibly want and need. Bart is a little bit overweight. Like many of the cats on our adoption floor recently, we've had some issues where they could use a little bit of a diet. We monitor what our cats eat here on our adoption floor. So sometimes just through the general measuring of their food, they lose a little bit of weight. He's not on a specific diet like some of the other cats. But just diet and exercise would help him. I think our vet said he should lose about 3 pounds. Right now he's weighing in at 13 pounds 5 ounces. And he does have a dental grade 3 of 4. So that means that his teeth are, you know, moderately covered with tartar, and he should have his teeth cleaned. He should get a dental, as we call it, from the vet whenever his new owners can do that. We're saying that it should likely be within the next 6 months, just to prevent any health issues that could arise from those teeth. It's not uncommon for the older cats to need dentals. It's just part of owning an older pet. As animals age, they can become a little bit more expensive because, like people, they incur more medical expenses. But otherwise, he's a great cat. He's going to make a great household companion. But you do need to be aware that he might have some medical needs going into it up front. Because he is a senior, he does qualify for our senior discounts. So instead of going home for our normal $97.50 adoption fee, because he's between 5 and 9, he would go home for $20 off, which would make him $77.50 if you were to make Bart here part of your family. Our next guest is Grace, and she's another one of our seniors. People keep asking if kittens have come in yet, and kittens have come in. They're just all in foster care, but we don't want to forget about the adult cats that we have available for adoption. They make great pets because they've already learned, you know, things that kittens still need to work on, like please don't wake me up at 3 a.m. and use your litter box all the time, and don't jump on the counter, and don't scratch the furniture. A lot of older cats have already learned that. And right now we have cats, maybe not a lot of young kittens, but we have a lot of cats of different ages, different colors. So it's a great time to come in and look and see if there's the right pet for you. Gracie's about 7 years old. She did come to us as a stray. She's a gray tabby with white. So we don't know a lot about her. She has, you know, medically she's in good shape because she only has 1 sheet to her medical, and basically that's just us saying, you know, what, you know, preventatives that we've given her. So we've given her distemper vaccine, and we cleaned her ears. We gave her flea and tick preventative, things like that. She was already spayed. And she was already microchipped, so she was owned at some point. So we don't know, you know, what happened to make her end up as outside as stray and end up here. But we're hoping that we can give her another home, another chance at a loving family, so that she can spend the rest of her life there with that family. We do test all of our cats and kittens for feline leukemia and feline AIDS, and Gracie also tested negative for that. So she's just in good shape, and she's so sweet. She's very calm. In her cage, you walk by, and she's pretty much just chilling in her bed, kind of like Bart. But has the softest fur and the sweetest face, and she's just looking for someone to love her and give her all of that attention that she really wants. If Grace seems to be the type of cat that you're looking for, again, you can stop in and visit with her here at the shelter. If you want to check on her application status before you make the trip, you can always give us a call and ask about Gracie the cat. Our phone number here at the shelter is 301-600-1546. Our next guest is Lola, and Lola is a return to shelter, meaning that she was adopted from us previously about a year ago, and then her new owner chose to bring her back to us. She was Shasta before, but now she's Lola. She's a little bit heavier. She's put on a couple of pounds, but before she was having some tummy troubles, so all of that's resolved itself. So she's no longer having an upset tummy, things like that. So she's in good shape. Her owner said that she brought her back because of her excessive destructive nature. scratching at furniture, rugs, clothing. So cats like to scratch on things. They're marking their territory, they're venting their frustration, they're exercising, they're stretching. Cats will scratch for a lot of different reasons. Cats like different types of textures to scratch on. Some of them prefer cardboard, some of them like types of cloth, carpet, wood, rope sometimes. Cats need to scratch. So if she's excessively scratching on things, providing her with lots of varieties of things to scratch on is going to be really important. And it also might be a symptom of something else. Boredom, perhaps. Maybe she's not getting enough interaction from her owner, enough playtime. Maybe she's frustrated about something else that's going on in the home. So just because this is one person's experience with a cat doesn't necessarily mean that that's how she's going to be in another person's home, if it's the right home for her. But you do want to make every effort to make sure that all the cats that you were to adopt have everything that they need. Some cats are just more high energy and they need more interaction from their owners. We've had several cats here that just need somebody to really devote time to play with them every day so that they can work out that energy so that they're more relaxed throughout the day. So there's a lot of different things that you can try to kind of make her feel more relaxed and more comfortable. If you are interested in Lola, then you can stop in and visit her here at the shelter. We are located at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our next guest is Esmeralda, and she is about 8 months old. So she's still a kitten. She still has plenty of that playful energy, but she's a little bit older. Her personality is a little bit more defined. Kittens like Esmeralda don't really need that as much from us as the younger kittens. We are getting, as I mentioned earlier, young kittens in every day, most underage that will have to go into foster care. Right now we are doing a kitten shower so that people can donate items that we need for those kittens so that we can send our foster parents off with all of the items that they need, blankets and kitten food and kitten formula and toys and beds and all of those important things so that they don't have to use their own funds to help us care for the baby kittens of the county. So if you're wanting to participate in that, there is a list on our Facebook page. There is also a lot of flyers with that list floating around the shelter. So that we're going to be taking all of those donations. The bulk of the kitten shower is going to be until the 12th of May, but we take those things really anytime throughout the kitten season. But this is Esmeralda, and she is so sweet and so affectionate and so playful, and she's got a little bit of sass in there. She's a little chatty, which you would never know if you had when she first came in. Esmeralda was one of our wild box cats. And a wild box is just a box that we put in the cages so that the animals can go in and hide and feel safe. If they're really scared, we don't want to, or sometimes aggressive, we don't want to be in a situation where we're frightening them or they're able to hurt us while we're cleaning and doing things like that. So it gives them a safe zone so that they can go in there while we're doing things that we need to do and just feel more comfortable while they're in the shelter. The shelter can be a very scary place. And Esmeralda is just a testament to the fact that we try to give the animals as much time as they need to come around because right now she's super affectionate. She's a little love bug. It just took her a little bit longer to get used to shelter life. If you wanted to make Esmeralda part of your family, you could adopt her for a fee of $97.50. That covers her spay, her rabies vaccine, county license, distemper vaccine, dewormer, flea and tick preventative. We microchip all of our cats and dogs before they leave, and we also offer you a free well visit to the vet. So you really can't beat all that you're getting when you adopt from us for that price. Our next guest is Acorn, and Acorn is part of what we call our Frady Cat program, and he has been moving through that program so quickly. Frady Cat is for our cats that are really shy and just needs a little bit more socialization, but not from too many people. So we have special Frady Cat volunteers that are generally very cat savvy, that work with our Frady cats and get them used to having people petting them and interacting with them, getting them a little bit more comfortable. And then as they graduate from that program, then more volunteers can start interacting with them. All of our Frady cats are color-coded purple, just because we want people to be aware that there is going to be a little bit more work involved with making one of them part of your family. Generally, you do need to be a little bit more cat savvy, a little more understanding, a little bit more patient. But Acorn has been doing really well as part of that program. You know, before he would just kind of sit in the back of his cage and not really interact with anyone. And now he's starting to come up and ask for attention. He wants people to play with him. So he's doing very, very well, and hopefully he'll be able to be a Frady cat graduate and move up to just being a shy cat at some point during his stay. He is a big guy, and he's a handsome guy. He is got a very distinctive look to him, and he loves to cuddle. He just needs somebody to be a little more understanding. He doesn't want to necessarily have somebody just be right in his face, those types of things. He came to us as a stray, so other than the fact that he's a little bit shy, we're still learning things about him. Medically speaking, he's in pretty good condition. We neutered him. He's been vaccinated. He's had his dewormer and flea and tick preventative and things like that. All he needs now is to find a loving home to continue to nurture him so that he can you know, reach his full potential. If you're interested in making this handsome guy part of your family, you can stop in and visit him here at the shelter. Again, if you wanted to call and find out what his application status was before making the trip in, you can call us. Our number is 301-600-1546. The last two guests that we have for you on the show today are Oscar and Sky, and they are about 11 months old. They were adopted from us during last year's kitten season, but their owner felt like because he was working really long hours, he wasn't able to give them the love and attention that they deserved. So he brought them back to us so that we could find them another owner that could maybe give them a little bit more playtime, a little bit more cuddle time, and be there for them more during the day. These guys, while they look like twins, they were actually born to two different litters, and they were just adopted together as cute little black cats. And now they're not a bonded pair, but we would prefer that they be adopted together. They do really love each other. They rely on each other a little bit, especially since Oscar here is a little bit more shy. Sky gives him a little bit of courage to feel more comfortable. So a lot of people are looking for animals two at a time, and it's much easier on the family and the animals if you get two that are already familiar with each other and enjoy each other's company. It makes that transition period much smoother. They are super soft. Sky is over there on Tammy's lap. She has amber colored eyes, and she is the one that's very outgoing, always comes right to the front of the cage, wants to play, wants to roll around underneath all of her rugs, will reach out and grab for you. And then Oscar here on my lap, he has green eyes, and that's kind of how we've been telling them apart right now. And he is much more shy, he's much more reserved, he's calmer. He's the one that's usually back underneath of his hammock. So together they make the perfect pair because they balance each other out. It's kind of like chocolate and peanut butter and jelly, whatever you wanna, whatever combination works for you. They do go really well together. So if you wanted to take them home, you would get a discount for adopting two. So you get $20 off. So again, they're still going to be, get all of their vaccines. They've been vet checked, all of that stuff. So you're really getting a great deal. And not only are you giving them a loving home, but you're giving them the ability to stay together, which is going to be something that's very important for them. We hope that you enjoyed meeting some of our adoptable animals this week, and we'll be back next week to introduce you to another set of animals living here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center.